A late surge towards the end of the 2003-2004 campaign saw Aston Villa finish in 6th place. Seemingly having built a consistent side on a relatively small budget and within such a short space of time, O'Leary knew that he had a tough job on his hands to try and maintain that top 6 position.
It's a spur. Aston Villa lead in the opening stages. Brilliantly done by Hendry. Magnificent goal. It's 2-0 and it's surely the game won for Aston Villa.
My hopes were not to do an Everton or a Blackburn. This is what happened the previous season. I had it in my head, Everton I think had finished in 7th place, and if, you know, we're talking coming into the season a few months earlier, Man City, they got hammered 5 and just about could have gone down. I thought we don't want to show that, and it'd been over the last few years teams having a one-off year and then dipping and showing inconsistency, and I wanted us to be consistent, not get into that trouble of a Blackburn or an Everton, and knew there's going to be more expectations, knew there was going to be uncontrolled expectations, because yes, I manage a really club that I'm really happy with, but I do know that for last season the squad that finished in 5th place, got done on goal difference, was a squad that really did exceptionally well, and we've been lucky with hardly any injuries. I felt, yes, we're not going to have really anybody, not much coming in, and I thought that's fine, there's no problem with that, but we can't afford to have any injuries going through the season. If we don't get any injuries, I think we'd be fine, and the injuries happen. I think there's been a inconsistency in certain players as well, that they haven't played as well as the season before, and that's what makes the good teams with the good players. The good players the good teams are the consistent teams. They do week in, week out, season in, season out, and some of our players have failed to live up to that this season.
The most significant players leaving the club were Dion Dublin and Peter Crouch. The pre-season addition of Danish centre-half Martin Larsson from Milan, Matteo Berson from Nantes, and the season-long loan of Carlton Cole from Chelsea provided David O'Leary with good reinforcements to an already strong nucleus of players.
The thinking on Coley was that he was a free transfer and he was going to be a young lad, and there wasn't much money to get anybody, so that the money left to get Martin Larsson was a kind of a combination of selling Peter Crouch and putting that money towards that, and then the other bit of money we had was to bring in a midfield player in Matthew Berson. Got him very late. He cost about £1.5 million pounds or euros, and we got him very late in pre-season. He was a lad that missed a lot of training, then came out of a small place into a lovely big city, didn't speak any English, had to pick the tempo up with the training, the environment, was very homesick, and took him a long time to, first of all, to learn the English, first of all to pick up the pace of the game. And I think you hear the Arsene Wengers of this world say the French players he's buying, 10 million or 12, it takes him 6 months at least to settle in. So we've bought a player that is a good player on the ball, good passer of the ball, and that's as much you could say with him. On Carlton, as I say, we brought him in to score goals. It hasn't worked out greatly for him. He hasn't had the best of seasons that way of scoring goals. He's still potential. You look by the size of him, the physique of him, the athlete he is, that there's potential there. I don't think we've seen his true potential. And Martin Larsson, we brought him in because badly needed a centre half. That the club, in other words, Alpay gone out. Dion Dublin, who ended his career here playing centre back, went out. Ronnie Johnson went out. Steve Staunton went out. So it wasn't a case of replacing like for like, but we had to get at least one in. And we got one in. Martin started the season off great in the first couple of games and then got an injury that's really put him out for most of the season.
The young players at Aston Villa were routinely showing real talent and offered great hope for the future, and would no doubt be part of the manager's foundation stones for the future of Aston Villa.
I can't control the expectation. I think no matter what squad you have, it's because you're Villa. You'll get the moaners that I got handed a squad that's finished in 16th place. People are expecting me to finish Champions League just because we're Aston Villa. Now, I know the traditions we have. I know the great football ground we have. I want to put then all that package with the great crowd we have and the brilliant crowd home and away. I want to put that into a top side. That process will be starting now, and I hope to complete that process in 3 years, and then the people can say, you know, in 3 years' time, there's a squad that this club should be proud of. It's not going to happen next season overnight. Hopefully with the players we can bring in, hopefully if we bring them in, it's going to improve us, and we'll be in the process of hopefully challenging for a UEFA Cup spot. But I hope at the end of the 3 years that we will go into that season saying the least this club can expect is a UEFA Cup spot. That's the expectation, the genuine expectation. But to have that, you don't mind taking that on expectation if you have the tools genuinely to, and then you say to yourself, yes, I've got the tools, and the fans are entitled to expect that expectation. I don't mind that.
So with the manager having laid out his plans for the season and with a strong nucleus of players in place, the season began on Saturday, August the 14th, at home to Southampton.
Sammy. It's Barry. Might fall here to Lee Hendry. Blocked on the line and in from Darius Vassell. And Aston Villa get their first goal of this new Premiership season after just 12 minutes of action. Barry with the ball across. Hendry's shot was blocked and Vassell was there to poke it home. Vassell. Cole making a run ahead of him. It's Carlton Cole, it's 2-0. What a finish from Carlton Cole on his Villa debut. 2 goals inside the first half for Aston Villa. Lovely ball forward from Vassell, and Cole finished in style. Villa fans have a new striking hero. His name is Carlton Cole.
With Villa off to a great start, next followed a pulsating local derby clash against Premiership new boys West Brom.
Welcome to the Hawthorns, the pitch looking an absolute picture and a great atmosphere here for this West Midlands derby. West Bromwich Albion against Aston Villa. So it's Aston Villa in their famous claret and blue who get us underway. 6th place last season, and they could go top if only for a few hours with a win here. Gavin McCann on the ball straight away for them. West Bromwich Albion anxious to build on their good start at Blackburn. That was a useful point they got last week, Robbie. West Brom's adrenaline pumping a little on their first home game back in the big league. A lot of claret and blue shirts in there. And the excellent left foot of Hitzelsberger to play this one in, and Villa are ahead. And Melberg, the skipper, has got it. Exactly what West Brom didn't want. And a lot of questions about West Brom's defending, but Olaf Melberg won't care about that. 1-0 Villa.
And I have to say, Ian, it's something of their own doing. Silly free kick to give away, and what happens in this league, in the English Premier League, people like Hitzelsberger can deliver. Melberg gets half the yard in front of the keeper. Didn't like the position of Holt, to be honest, the way he's come into traffic. If you're going to come there, you've got to clear the whole thing out. Melberg gets a free header in, and West Brom have to learn a very, very harsh lesson.
Bad delivery and an equaliser for West Bromwich Albion, and it's Neil Clement again. He scored last week, he scored this week.
Despite dominating the first 20 minutes of the next game away at Charlton, Villa were unable to recover after 2 Francis Jeffers goals gave Charlton a first-half lead. Thomas Sorensen was replaced after a collision with Kevin Lisby. And Stefan Posmar, his replacement, was unable to prevent Charlton's Luke Young from claiming his first goal on his 100th appearance for the Addicks. The following Saturday, over 36,000 fans packed Villa Park as Newcastle manager Sir Bobby Robson gambled on dropping Alan Shearer to the bench for only the second time in 5 years. Villa made one change. De La Cruz replaced Larsson, the Danish defender having suffered a bad knee injury. Angel was once more on the bench.
Delaney's gone right onto the goal line now. Melberg to come in from deeper. On this Melberg! He's gone and done it again, you know. Olof Melberg, who headed a goal at the Hawthorns and had another one that was kicked off from possibly behind the line. No mistake with that one for David O'Leary's team. They're working on their set plays here, all right. And Newcastle, well, they've been found out early on. Kluivert, chance! And Newcastle United have equalised. And Patrick Kluivert marks his starting debut with a goal after 27 minutes. And Bellamy crosses again. Oh, and the near post and in! Andy O'Brien scores for Newcastle. They're 2-1 up. And what on earth was the Villa defence doing there? This is Samuel. And the cross in for Gareth Barry. And following up. Carlton Cole. It's 2-2. Meantime, Newcastle have a player off and a player down injured, but players gone on. They're down to 9, Newcastle. This is Solano's cross. Barry. He scored. Newcastle were down to 9 fit men when that goal went in. Aston Villa take the lead. Noel Solano with the cross. Poor marking here. Gareth Barry buries the header. And in this thrilling match, Aston Villa now make it 3-2. Oh, Angel nearly got it through to Vassell. Angel himself, deflection. It's gone in. It's 4-2. And Angel will claim it. But he took a wicked deflection off a Newcastle defender. And surely that gives David O'Leary's team 3 points here today. The Colombian, having not been on very long. Well, yes, the deflection sends the ball spooning over Shay Given. You've got to feel sorry for the goalkeeper there.
It was good. I mean, Kluivert and Shearer, 2 classy forwards that, you're on your toes all the time, and us going forward as well we were good. So it could have gone either way, and for us it was a good result, and for the fans to watch such an exciting game.
And that win saw Villa move into 5th place with 7 points at the end of August. There were 3 home games to look forward to in September, including the start of the Carling Cup against Queen's Park Rangers. But first up, a visit from big spending Chelsea. It ended in a 0-0 stalemate.
By McCann. And it's Melberg's header, which is just wide. Well, he's scored twice already this season, and that was a decent chance.
Well, the quality was good in here. He attacks it well. Anywhere on the target, that's a goal. Loses half a yard on his man there. Hits the target, it's 1-0.
Solano. Here's Barry. Now Cole. Couldn't turn. It's a tremendous run forward there by Gareth Barry. Hitzelsberger. thumping effort which bounced away off Green.
Following 2 successive blank score sheets, Aston Villa produced a skillful display in the Carling Cup against QPR.
Lee Hendry stabs forward. Here's Darius Vassell. That's the opening goal on 29 minutes. Lovely, incisive, penetrative play through the centre by Aston Villa. Hendry at the heart of it on his return to action, and Darius Vassell slotted it oh so confidently. Melberg's forward. His head's like a magnet to the ball, you know, in these. Here he goes again towards the back post on Juan Pablo Angel, who had a love affair with this competition last season. Well, the romance is starting all over again. Oh, what's happened here? Goodness me, what a defensive cock-up that is between Melberg and Thomas Sorensen. The QPR wall is back the 10 yards. Here he comes then. Hitzelsberger leaves it for Nobby Solano! Well, that was worth the wait. The Peruvian's first goal in claret and blue colours. It was true. It was bending magnificently. And no chance whatsoever for the QPR keeper, Chris Day.
So Europe is the target for Aston Villa this season. Another season in the top flight remains the more modest aim for Crystal Palace. Watson. Now Kolka. And there's possibilities here for Crystal Palace. And they've been denied by Olaf Melberg. Super clearance there by Melberg to deny Wayne Routledge. Had to keep his wits about him and was so cool then.
It's a fantastic little run, a great ball in there, but what superb defending there by Melberg. Never give it up, showed being a captain, he was excellent. I think for Aston Villa they have to be very patient.
Slip by Barry, let in the real Arte, and here's Johnson! Super finish, and what a start for Crystal Palace! Samuel. Angel. Brilliantly done by Hendry! Magnificent goal! What a wonderful goal by Lee Hendry! It's his first start in the Premiership since the opening day of the season, and he has come back with a magnificent goal.
He deserves that. For the last 5-10 minutes he's drove it on. It's a great little nutmegs here, and he just curls it with his right foot. Fantastic technique. There it is, just bends it in. But he has really just drove Aston Villa on the last 10 minutes.
5 games in October, and 4 of them were away fixtures, beginning with Blackburn, who were under the new management of Mark Hughes.
De La Cruz. Good ball forward. Angel onside. 1-0 to Aston Villa. Beautifully taken goal by the Colombian. And Villa lead. They have been the side with that cutting edge in the final third. Midway through the first half, they're a goal up.
That's a terrific finish. The build-up was very good. It's a patient build-up. And Angel, you just see him stays onside there, times it to perfection. Pace of the ball's excellent. Just drifted into him, just cushioned into him, invited him to run on. Timing was brilliant.
Paul Dickoff. Oh, 1-1! The marking went completely awry, and Barry Ferguson sneaks it at the near post. Blackburn with an equaliser out of nothing. Solano into a dangerous area, very dangerous indeed. But Juan Pablo Angel's header doesn't count. The flag is up for offside.
Well, this could be a controversial one. The lovely ball floated in, and he is offside when it's kicked. It's a good decision. Comes back onside there, gets it in. It's a lovely header, but the linesman spot on.
Djorkaeff now. Emerton steams forward. Brett Emerton, 2 on the Blackburn. And seconds after Aston Villa had a goal ruled out, Blackburn go down the other end and score. And it comes from McCann again. Deeper one. Delaney. Melberg turned in for 2-2. Aston Villa back on level terms. Brad Friedel beaten. Olof Melberg will claim the goal, his 3rd of the season.
And Carlton Cole, on loan of course from Chelsea, somehow reached Lee Hendry, and he finds a shot that finds its way into the bottom corner, and Aston Villa inside 3 minutes are ahead at Highbury, and Lee Hendry sets off on what is almost a lap of honour.
Well, there's so much to Carlton Cole, Martin, a long ball. Cole's actually trying to get a shot on target when he finds Hendry, but what a wonderful finish.
He scores without a shadow of a doubt.
Next up was the visit of Fulham. For Villa, Thomas Sorensen was back in goal. Solano and Whittingham also returned to Villa's starting lineup.
Still looking for his first Premiership goal this season, Norberto Solano. Will this be the moment that it arrives? Oh yes, it will! A tremendous free kick from the Peruvian, and Aston Villa have the lead. De La Cruz, Vassell. Diop mistimed that one completely.
Well, it's Vassell's first touch really let him down there, but he's getting to the ball before Diop. Diop comes through the back of him. And except for the conditions, I think that would have been a yellow card, Bill. I think sensible refereeing. He's given the free kick, but Darius Vassell looks like he's hurt his ankle or his shin there. This was the incident again. It's his first touch, takes it away, but Diop comes in from the side. Darius is getting there first, but he's gone down his ankle there. And you see him, he's stood on it, and then his ankle's gone right underneath, and then his other ankle's gone underneath as well. So that's a double blow for Darius Vassell.
Solano. Carlton Cole, Lee Hendry. Hendry goes for goal! His scoring streak just goes on and on. Lee Hendry with another sensational goal for Aston Villa, 2-0.
And it's on his left foot again, but this is given away by Steve Malbronk in the corner near the touchline. Carlton Cole plays a lovely ball. Hendry takes it on his left foot, bends it in that far corner. Van der Sar, absolutely no chance. The defender doesn't get close enough to him that night here. Van der Sar can't see that, but what an exquisite finish that is from Lee Hendry, right into the side netting on his left foot. Just direction, not a lot of power, but fantastic direction. And I think that's 3 points for the Villa.
It was a joy to play in, and everyone was bubbling during the game, and we just was very confident, and we didn't feel like we could lose. And on the day we showed that we wasn't going to lose, really.
Darius Vassell's injury subsequently turned out to be a broken ankle. He would be out until the end of February. There was disappointment at Turf Moor as Villa exited the Carling Cup, beaten 3-1 by an inspired Burnley side. Villa's only goal came 9 minutes from full-time when substitute Luke Moore crossed to Juan Pablo Angel, who headed past Danny Coyne. But it was simply too little, too late. The last game in October was at Goodison Park against Everton.
Solano, he's often at the centre of things created for Villa. Hendry with a chance, and it's a fine goal from Lee Hendry. Early picked his spot from a good distance there. And Nigel Martin, it's not often you see him well beaten, but he was. And after 25 minutes here, Lee Hendry has got the goal scoring underway with a quite brilliant strike. Aston Villa 1, Everton 0. There was the assist, and it's Solano again, just with the neat header, exchange passes. And Angel played him in. That is a fantastic goal. Well, he's been in some great form. That is a dream of a goal from Hendry, and it is his 4th of the season. Stoney's ball forward. Weir stays up well, does David Weir. Great ball into Marcus Bent. He's done it again.
So, at just about a quarter of the way through the season, Aston Villa were in 10th place in the league table with 15 points from a possible 33, and they remained unbeaten at Villa Park. November saw games against Tottenham, Manchester City and Bolton, and began with a home fixture against Portsmouth, who, like Villa, were on 15 points, but were 1 place ahead in 9th place in the league. David Unsworth, who had a very brief spell with Villa, was in the Pompey team. While Villa had Peter Whittingham playing in place of Thomas Hitzlperger.
Similar to Aston Villa, they have a much better home record than away. 13 of those 15 points this season were won at Fratton Park. But they have drawn their last 2 matches on the road against Norwich and Middlesbrough, and as we mentioned, their confidence is really high after beating Manchester United. Cole to Angel, back again to Carlton Cole. Whittingham made ground in the middle, so did Angel, and it's Whittingham! His first ever goal in the Premiership, and Peter Whittingham justifies his manager's decision to bring him into the team. And how?
It's a good finish from Whittingham. What makes it is the cross from Carlton Cole. Great build-up play. He's got no one in the middle. And in the end, what he does just helps it into a dangerous area.
Given away to De La Cruz. Oh, it's a great little touch from Solano. Back to De La Cruz. Angel. Brilliant! What a goal! Made in South America! De La Cruz, Solano, Angel. Goal!
Another fantastic goal, isn't it? Another great cross as well. What about the little flick from Solano, though? Good ball in from De La Cruz. Got no right to score here, though, Angel. He's got 3 players. The pace on the shot takes it past his lot. Good first touch from Angel, skips past the 2 of them, does exactly the right thing, drive it low and hard for the far corner. Because he takes it so early, catches his up out, gets his fingers to it. It's a brilliant goal from Angel.
1 Peruvian and 2 Colombians help Aston Villa to increase their lead. Cole. He's brushed aside Unsworth. It's come back to Solano. What a half here for David O'Leary's team.
We've seen 3 fantastic finishes in this match. This is another one. Again, it's dreadful defending from Portsmouth. Unsworth gets barged off the ball. Cole puts it in the area. When it comes back to Solano, it's a great first touch.
Again, Davis wins the flick on. Nolan. Diop! 1-0 to Bolton. They've made their pressure pay. Instinctive finishing from Al-Haj Diop.
Driven ball in from Nolan. He's trying to score there. And with that amount of pace on it, Diop only had to redirect it.
Hendry's quick throw. Angel.
for Lee Hendry again. It's a good delivery. Beautifully put away by Gavin McCann. And out of almost nothing, Aston Villa have an equaliser.
Well, it's the first time they've managed to get any decent service into the box from the wide areas. And what a good ball it was in from Lee Hendry. And that was down to the bullying of Gavin McCann at the back post.
Long throw. Back in from Nolan Diop. Couldn't have come any closer. So nearly his and Bolton's second goal. Angel. Carlton Cole. Just had to hold it up because he hadn't got too much in the way of support. He's got Hendry now. Cole still onside. Hitzelsberger! Oh, what a goal! Thomas Hitzelsberger surely won it for Aston Villa with a goal of the highest quality that makes it Bolton 1, Aston Villa 2.
The first away victory for us, so we've been waiting for it very long, and then finally it came at the Reebok Stadium. It was a very good moment for us because then we thought, it's a good chance for us to kickstart the season again. The away form has been poor until that game, and then we thought, getting 3 points at a place like the Reebok Stadium, because it's always hard to go there and get something out of the game. We've certainly done well there, and then we thought, we can push on from there.
After a handful of appearances as substitute throughout the season, Stephen Davis made his full debut in the next game against Tottenham Hotspur.
Pedro Mendes, Defoe, got a cross in front of Delaney and gets his shot away. Here's Solano, Angel's free over to his left, but he's looked instead to De La Cruz. And he's gone for it from the angle. And it's another stop from Paul Robinson. They've won their first corner in the 57th minute. And it's Hitzelsberger who delivers. Solano looks to control. Oh, brilliant! What class! Such control in a tight area and a devastating finish. Solano puts Villa ahead.
Well, this is what the game needed, exactly what the game needed if you're an Aston Villa supporter. Gavin McCann at the near post gets the nearest of flicks, but he's got everything to do there. Nobby Solano in a confined space. Nobody gets a challenge him, to be fair, but look at that feet. Beautiful feet with an overhead flick. Great agility from Solano in a tight space. Brilliantly taken goal. Really was. Superb goal.
It's a Solano special.
The same against Tottenham as well. I think it was a better goal, good goals to watch. But at the end of the day, was very important as well because take another 3 points. But try to win games sometimes is good. Try to push the team to finish in the top 6.
Yeah, that's right. The fans have been great since I came into the side. You know what I mean? That's a great buzz for a youngster coming inside. If you hear them chanting your name, it gives you a real buzz.
Villa's rise up the table was halted by a resurgent Manchester City. Lee Hendry and Gareth Barry were both recalled back into the action, but it was City who took the lead in the 29th minute with a goal from John Macken.
And here's Hendry, and here's Barry. Now this is a chance for Villa. And Barry's played it in, and James went in with Cole, and Distel scraped it away from the line. And Wright Phillips can run away with it. And he's gathered it in really cleverly. Sibierski, Manchester City from having been momentarily under the cosh. Barton, faced by De La Cruz. Here comes Jordan. And it came out to Wright Phillips! It's an absolute screamer!
City keeper David James had to make a great stop to keep out Lee Hendry's goal-bound shot. Villa were then handed an unexpected lifeline with 3 minutes remaining when Luke Moore was tripped by Richard Dunn.
Oh, he's gone over Dunn. Is it a free kick or a penalty?
No, it's a penalty.
It's a penalty.
It's a penalty. It was reckless. Unnecessary, reckless. Riley's give it inside, but I think the challenge was outside.
It is Angel. It's a good start. It's Angel. Oh, he's missed an absolutely open goal. Never a goal more open. Fine save in the first instance from David James, but he was utterly helpless, and Angel just had to nudge it in. Mills. And Henry, oh no.
December began with two important home fixtures. Villa, looking to build upon a strong league position, faced Liverpool, and then close rivals Birmingham City.
And that's Gerrard, and Jamie Carragher's coming in with the header, and here's a real chance, and it's Harry Kewell, and Liverpool are in front. And Harry Kewell has been out of form this season. It's his first goal, I think, since last February.
Oh, well played by Solano, and now Carragher brings down McCann. I don't think he saw it that way, Jamie Carragher, but the referee did. There was a foot up there, surely.
Solano! And it's happened today! Would you believe that? Noel Solano makes it 4 home games in a row with a free kick which beats a goalkeeper who's hardly been occupied in the first half. Over Kirkland and in. Well, Aston Villa themselves would admit until then it was a forgettable first half performance.
It's headed on by Heskey to Morrison, and Sorensen has lost it, and what a start! 2 in the middle, pull back for David Dunn! It's an incredible start this for Birmingham, 2 up in 18 minutes! Here's Gareth Barry, and he's got through Barry, and Villa have got a late lifeline! Still 2 minutes of stoppage time left, and Gareth Barry halves the deficit.
A very disappointing result. But there was better news when manager David O'Leary signed a new 3.5-year contract with the club.
I think Birmingham have a thing of, I think they look, and as long as they beat us in the league, that keeps them going. Well, I think that, I have a bigger picture, a bigger thing than that. Yes, I want to finish ahead of them in the league. Yeah, I want to beat them. But you said to me, what the two choices, you can beat them in the league like they have and not finish ahead of them in the league. No, my agenda is to finish above them in the league.
Gareth Barry with the delivery. Just over Melberg, and then it's well saved by Schwarzer. If indeed he got a touch to it, it's Angel that was on the end of the chance. Melberg floating it forward, Solano. Oh, he's done well. Now Steve Davis had time to put it back for Barry. Vital header away.
The skipper to the rescue. And what another good chance that was for Aston Villa. And that was certainly heading for the back of the net if it wasn't for the timely intervention of Gareth Southgate.
Now Hasselbank. Still Jimmy Floyd. Hasselbank! Well, Davis picked it up and Angel wanted it played early. He's got it now though and has missed the opportunity. And it was a very clear-cut opportunity as well for Juan Pablo Angel to make it 1-1.
And it's all Aston Villa.
And they come forward again with De La Cruz. It can only be a matter of time before they take one of these chances, surely. By Breisiger and then Zender. And Melberg's header a pull up. All of a sudden it's 3 against 2 for Middlesbrough. Here's Joe, and against the run of play, Middlesbrough hit Aston Villa on a classic counter-attack. They lead by 2 goals to 0 in a game in which they've been second best for long periods.
I really thought that second goal would settle Middlesbrough down and give them a bit of confidence, but normal service has been resumed for Villa.
Pierce for handball, Barry hit the outside of the post. Breisiger taking advantage of Solano's stumble. Oh, what a goal to set the seal on the Middlesbrough victory.
It seems to be weird. Anytime we seem to be playing really well, and at certain games we just seem to be getting beat. So as long as as the manager said, if we keep playing the football like that, we're going to turn the losses into draws and hopefully wins.
When the fixtures came out, I looked and thought, December, what a month that is of game after game of top stuff. And to say Middlesbrough, the result, it should have been the other way round. But that was our problem. We were playing good football and not scoring goals. Middlesbrough at the time had the Viduka, they had the Hasselbank, and the one-off chance bangs in the net, and it was killer. But anybody who'd been at the game or seen the game, that would talk. That was just the bottom line of it. They scored the goals, but we played all the football and dominated the game. But you win matches on scoring goals, and that's what they did.
On Boxing Day, Chelsea continued their assault on the Premiership title with a 1-0 win over Villa, courtesy of this Damien Duff goal.
Again, the wide players in possession here, with Duff to the right of Robin. It's Duff, Damien Duff, 1-0 Chelsea.
And 2004 ended with similar disappointment at home to Manchester United.
And Ryan Giggs, most appropriately, gives Manchester United the lead at Villa Park.
Manchester United, as Alex said afterwards, as hard a game as they'd had, but it took a very, very good goal by Ryan Giggs to win it for them. Chelsea, we went down there, don't think that we deserved to win it, but under the circumstances with the injuries and the way we had to set the team up, we made them work for a 1-0 result.
So at the end of the year, Aston Villa were in 11th spot in the Premiership, comfortably clear of the relegation zone and looking to make progress up the table in the second half of the season. January began with a home fixture, the visitors Blackburn Rovers.
Solano lines one up, Solano just wide, but he has been the quality player of the afternoon, there's no doubt about that. He's full of confidence and he had a go.
Well, Solano comes into a narrow position to take possession. One touch, gets the control out of his feet, drives it.
Barry's corner. Can Villa do it at the death? Yes! Solano has headed it in, and Aston Villa have broken their goal drought and quite possibly broken their run without a win. Barry's corner, Solano's header. It's Aston Villa 1, Blackburn Rovers 0.
After an away defeat at the hands of Crystal Palace, Villa travelled to Sheffield United in the third round of the FA Cup.
And here come Sheffield United again to Philip Beyonder. Little will fancy this, deflected into the game! And Sheffield United have sent Aston Villa crashing out of the FA Cup.
I think we've got to be tougher when we go to these games away. We've got to have a hard, more steelier side. Burnley wasn't an easy place to go, but we should do better. Sheffield United, it was a combination. I thought we were very unlucky with the decision making on the day, but we've still got to have a bit more of a harder steel about us. And they were probably the Sheffield United game was a real depressing Saturday evening for me. Long Saturday afternoon going into a Saturday night, because that to me was a very disappointing defeat.
Next up at Villa Park was struggling Norwich. The Canaries gave a debut to record signing Dean Ashton, a £3 million purchase from Crewe, while Mathieu Berson made only his third start for Villa.
Mike Riley, the referee, hoping for a quiet afternoon. It's a dull grey day in Birmingham, maybe reflecting the results of both Aston Villa and Norwich over recent weeks. Cole and Angel, the obvious targets. Driven in by Solano!
I think it's Ridgewell with a header, stole in ahead of the Norwich defenders, and there was enough power on the ball to take it away from Robert Green. Ryan Ridgewell, who only made his first appearance on Boxing Day, gives Aston, first full appearance on Boxing Day, gives Aston Villa the lead against Norwich City with less than 9 minutes played. Delightful free kick driven across by, we take a deflection off a defender. It came off a defender's chest. I'm sure he'll claim it. Aston will give chase. Melberg decides against heading back to Sorensen. Mulrine. Johnson allows the ball to do the work. Ashton's waiting in the middle, it's towards Aston. Needed a better cross, better service. It's opening up now, it's end to end. Gaps opening at both ends of the field, and there's a chance here now for Villa to make it 2. Lee Hendry. It's harsh on Norwich City. They've been trying so hard to get back into the game. And then Aston Villa, the sucker punch, counter-attack. One end of the field to the other, gaps opening up, and Lee Hendry, plenty of time just to slot the ball away from Robert Green. And Aston Villa have a firm grip on this game now. They lead by 2-0. Barry, plenty of time to deliver the cross here. Might fall for Hendry, could go anywhere, it's on the back of the net. It's Solano, and Norwich City can have field complaints. It's been coming, and that's game over now. Scrappy in the end. Gareth Barry, so much time to cross. Ball headed up in the air. Norwich defenders in no man's land really. And Solano off Lee Hendry's cross-come shot. A simple task of heading into the empty net. And Aston Villa have killed off Norwich. They lead now by 3-0. There's Sahal. Ronaldo again looking to get involved. And he scored! Here's Solano. Carroll saw it flying towards him and dealt with it. I think the ball moved a bit as well. It's a very decent save. Still at Cruz, now Barry looking for Solano. And Barry has equalised! Against the run of play maybe, but Gareth Barry draws Villa level. That's such a well-constructed move as well. Terrific build-up. Gary with the layoff to Solano. And being squeezed by Gary Neville, he had to take it first time. And what a good job he made of it. Ferdinand's header across. Ridgewell had to deal with it. Terrific defending. And Rooney's won it back for Manchester United. 4 in the middle to his left. Saha got a deflection. Manchester United have restored their lead.
David O'Leary took advantage of the transfer window to sign Cameroon international Eric Djemba from Manchester United. The midfielder made his debut against Fulham as a substitute in a 1-1 draw, which saw Juan Pablo Angel score his 6th goal of the season.
In a bizarre game at Craven Cottage, David O'Leary's pre-match smile had vanished by full-time, but he was more than happy when Juan Pablo Angel put Villa ahead in the 55th minute, his first goal since November. The second half will be remembered for 3 missed penalties. Andy Cole put the first one wide for Fulham. Then Angel had his first effort saved by Edwin van der Sar. Likewise, his second one too, the Dutchman once again guessing correctly. Fulham should have been dead and buried, but in the last minute, Lee Clark snatched an improbable equaliser. So, come the full-time whistle, no sign of that O'Leary grin.
Djemba was in the starting lineup for the first time 3 days later against Aston.
And it's come through to Ljungberg. And it's a goal. And here is Henry again, surely this time. You don't give this fella 2 bites at the cherry. And now a chance, Angel's pulled away and scored. That's more like it. A goal that Arsenal themselves would have been proud of.
Without a win in almost a month, Villa travelled to Portsmouth hoping for a lift. And the supporters that made the long journey were certainly rewarded.
In the middle, took on Stefanovic and tried to play it across, and it's in. Great work from Luke Moore to conjure the opening for Aston Villa.
It was a lovely ball forward first, and then it was a layoff from Moore to Hendry, and then Moore took on Stefanovic, came inside, and that's unfortunately an own goal.
Stone getting into the area now. This time he has been tripped by Barry, and this time the penalty's given.
Steve Stone running into the box, Gareth Barry with him. Steve Stone cuts it back, Gareth Barry's knees, Steve Stone's leg. Steve Stone goes down under contact.
4 of the 13 goals that Yakubu has scored this season have been from the penalty spot, including the one eventually against Norwich that he was forced to retake a couple of times. How will he fare against Thomas Sorensen? He scores! Portsmouth are level! Solano got the better of Taylor. Angel! So close to giving Villa the lead.
Well, this is a wonderful cross from Solano, and Angel is so unlucky not to score here. It's a fantastic header.
Here's Solano. Now Angel. Hitzelsberger pulls the trigger! And Halkias didn't even move. He would hardly have seen it. It was past him in a blur, and Thomas Hitzelsberger has done it again.
Well, this is what Hitzelsberger's all about. He found the space, good first touch, sits up lovely for him, hits it on the volley, and Halkias has absolutely no chance. He doesn't even move.
Really enjoyed the trip to Portsmouth, but it was even better coming back on the coach. Well, it's a long trip, but coming back with a victory in the bag, I mean, that was fantastic. And Portsmouth, similar to Bolton, it's a very difficult place to go to. And with me scoring again the winning goal, it was another special moment for me, because again we had to wait for a long time to get another victory away from home, and we got that at Portsmouth, and I was very pleased for the fans because they travelled so long and so far, and then coming back it was very enjoyable going back from Portsmouth to Birmingham.
Cahill, 3 in the middle for Everton. Dangerous ball in, very dangerous ball in, and Leon Osman scores. But here's Hitzelsberger, and it must be his! It's Solano, less than 20 seconds into the second half of the game. Just what Aston Villa needed. Everton caught napping right at the start of the half. Yobo ran himself into trouble. Angel could have scored, Solano did. And listen to the ovation now from Aston Villa supporters as Darius Vassell returns after 4 months on the sideline. Having broken his ankle back in October, he's missed 19 games, but Darius Vassell is back. He's bent. And a free header, and it's 2-1. Tim Cahill.
2 goals in 2 minutes at the start of the second half. Everton are back in front.
There were just 2 games for Aston Villa in March, with a break in between for international fixtures. The first, at home to Middlesbrough, saw Martin Larsson back in the starting 11 for the first time since his injury in August. Darius Vassell started after his substitute appearance against Everton. Hendry, Berson and Davis were all recalled.
Southgate. Downing sets off, but Larsson in control of that situation. Moore, and Hendry could be through here. Lee Hendry. Gareth Southgate got across in the nick of time. But again, it's excellent defending from Gareth Southgate. Melberg goes into the corner, Larsson's round the back. Did it cross the line? Yes! Villa have got their goal, and Martin Larsson marks his return to the first team with his first ever goal for the club.
There's that question mark again, isn't it? Was it over the line or wasn't it? Certainly looked from my position that it was. It's Larsson coming in at the far post, off Larsson, and I think that one's clearly over the line, and that is a good decision from the assistant referee. There's so many problems with these sort of calls this season. It's clearly off Larsson, and it's clearly over the line. Stuart Downing, the man who's trying to hook it away. Poor defending from Middlesbrough. Any criticism of Downing, you could argue that he's perhaps standing behind the line. He should have been on the line, and he might well have cleared it then. There's no dispute about the goal.
Solano, and Nash claws it away. Moore! And like Larsson before him, Moore has his first goal for Aston Villa, and Villa are well on course for a much-needed win.
Well, it's a good finish, isn't it, from Luke Moore? I just wonder what Carlo Nash is thinking. He's thinking it's going to be a cross. I don't think that one's over the line. There's no doubt about it when it comes to Luke Moore. I'm not sure if he hits it quite true. He certainly goes in the top corner. Just gets caught unawares, doesn't he, Carlo Nash? There's a finish from Luke Moore. I think we might see from this angle. Just skews off the outside of his foot a little bit. There you go. Always looks great when they settle in the top corner, though. And that takes the pressure off for David O'Leary.
Hasselbeck. Parnaby. Cleared by Larsson. Final check on the watch. And after what David O'Leary acknowledged to be the worst home performance of his reign against Everton, Aston Villa picked themselves up with a victory here against Middlesbrough that leaves their Champions League hopes now a distant prospect. The Villa up to 10th thanks to 2 first-time goals for the club. One from Martin Larsson on his first return since August with a knee injury, and one from Luke Moore, who was left on the sidelines today in need of a rest, but came on looking refreshed and hit a decent clinical finish to round off the success.
At Birmingham City, there was disappointment to follow as the Blues beat Villa by 2-0.
Well, it could be either one of the two. It's a good angle for the left foot of Barry, but Solano is a free kick specialist. Oh, and it's off the post! Mike Taylor, I think, just got a fingertip to it. It might just have been the difference, but how close can Solano come than that?
Well, I think the keeper does get a touch. I think he gets his fingertips on that and then knocks it onto the post.
Strong aggressive run from Emil Heskey. Oh, and it's squeezed in.
It's a shot that Thomas Sorensen would have expected to have saved. But Emil Heskey's bold, strong run has brought rich reward for Birmingham City. They lead in the derby.
The last full month of the season, April, was a busy one with 5 matches, beginning away at St James's Park. And the game that followed against Newcastle will be remembered for a long time.
lash up by Darius Vassell and Andy O'Brien, giving Aston Villa a throw. Davis with the cross, and it might break for Angel, and Aston Villa lead in the opening stages. Juan Pablo Angel back in the side, and with all the talk about Alan Shearer, it's the other number 9. An intelligent pass from Davis. Vassell, the difference he's made in his return to the Aston Villa side. Now Barry, off the inside of the post, and Newcastle breathe again as Hughes reads the bounce quicker than Angel. Bowyer again, and Thomas Sorensen helps it over the crossbar.
I think he had to help it over the crossbar as well, because Bowyer strikes us really well with his left foot here. Lovely little 1-2, give and go little turn.
It's Boumsong. And Vassell has won possession really cheaply. Is this a chance to win the game for Aston Villa? Still Darius Vassell keeps his feet, and that has got to be a penalty and a red card. Stephen Taylor almost on the line. It's 2-0, and it's surely the game won for Aston Villa. Only their second ever Premiership win on Tyneside now looks short.
Well, he can't say he's not deserved a goal today for Aston Villa. He's been absolutely terrific.
Vassell. Aston Villa with bodies forward, and that is another penalty. Vassell blocked by Stephen Carr, and in a game which has seen no penalties awarded at one end, Villa have had 2.
Well, Stephen Carr not happy with this decision at all. Newcastle fans aren't happy. Does he run into him here? Barry Knight thinks so. Penalty kick. Well, they stick it in the same spot. He certainly had it left-footed, that's for sure. Does he slam it, place it?
He goes the same way. The result is the same, and the result is going to be an Aston Villa victory. An emphatic win for Villa on Tyneside. 3-0 they lead. Fouled by Samuel, and then
that's fighting broke out between two Newcastle players. They're fighting amongst themselves. It's Lee Bowyer and Kieran Dyer. They are not fighting with Aston Villa players.
He's going to call Lee Bowyer over. He's going to call Kieran Dyer over. It's a red card for Dyer.
Well, it's going to be a red card for Bowyer as well. Yes, and it is. Absolutely astonishing scenes here, Jim.
Once against, I think, Bradford, I seen a similar incident, and people on the pitch, not blown out of the publicity that got, but that was probably more because of it was Newcastle. It was a massive crowd there. It was a TV game, and the way TV is now, they've got so many cameras, and it happened just nearly in front of me. I couldn't believe it. We went there, probably, I thought to myself, it's the first time apart from McCann that I had nearly my full side out, and I had them back in mind as well. Good result, just the right time to get the team back in a nice position in the league to challenge for a UEFA Cup spot, teams to come to our place to play, and I thought if we get a good result here, Gavin coming back as well, had me, real nice time to have it all clicking together, and we went and we won. People said why? Oh, we showed a lot of difference to 2 weeks before. Well, a lot of difference because we had, for a start, Angel and Vassell playing for the first time together for ages, and they looked a good pairing, and there was a good balance within the side, and things look good.
It's J. Lloyd Samuel. He's moved on well. Float away acrobatically in the end by Holt. Bends in the corner, Ridgewell's header! And Vassell! West Brom undone by the corner, and Darius Vassell gets only his 3rd goal of the season.
It's a great delivery, Solano. Ridgewell attacks it, the marking's poor. It's a fantastic save from Holt onto the crossbar. comes back out. Lascelles first to react. Easy header, back into the net.
And it's pulled back here for Richardson, and Campbell on the turn. And Laursen did enough with the challenge.
Great cross. Little flick from Richardson into the path of Campbell, who swivels on it. But Laursen gets a great block in.
Here's Greening. A bit shirty with Ridgewell. And locking horns together very aggressively, the two of them, and Rob Starr's having to intervene. Oh, red card for Liam Ridgewell. He sent the Villa man off. Now what does he do about Jonathan Greening? It's a red card for him as well. Well, it's extraordinary. The two of them put their heads together. Whether there was a but by one or the other, I'm not sure. I don't think so, but they've both been expelled anyway, and both sides are down to 10 men. Lenshaw and Kanu unable to have the impact so far that their manager had hoped. They and Kieran Richardson effectively forming a front three at the moment as West Brom throw everything at looking for this late equaliser. Plenty in the middle for Shimika. And it's flicked right across. Oh, they've done it! Would you believe it? Paul Robinson has his first goal for West Bromwich Albion. What a time, what a ground, what a moment to score it!
The worry must be that Southampton and Aston Villa are running out of games. Southampton have 6 to get out of the bottom 3. Villa have 6 fixtures now to try and get into a UEFA Cup position. It's a big ask, but the manager David O'Leary has the enviable record of never having finished outside the top 6 in his time in charge of Villa or Leeds United. And shoulder to shoulder there with J. Lloyd Samuel. And Crouch has emerged with the ball. Now Phillips, glorious opportunity for Kevin Phillips, and it's one that he has taken. Kevin Phillips, a target for Aston Villa back in January, has given Southampton the lead here. Telfer to his right, and here's Crouch. Peter Crouch, 2-0 to Southampton. Hendrick. Good run this by Solano, perfectly positioned. Cole! He's got one at last. His first in 23 games. And it has given Aston Villa a lifeline here at the start of the second half.
Good diagonal ball, but watch this for a layoff. Takes all the pace off the ball. And it means Cole didn't have to break stride. Rather than going for real power here, rather than blast it, he goes for control. And the Emmet is never getting across.
Angel. Now Solano. Angel has got the angle for the cross. Oh, and Naimi's made the save. He's just kept it out. Cole denied this time. Villa players are racing over to the assistant on the far side. Southampton currently creaking. Solano, 2-2. Would you believe it? 2 down at half-time. And 2 substitutes have combined to get the goals here for Aston Villa, which has turned this game around, has turned the Premiership relegation battle around.
Well, he's not really picked up at the back post, Solano. He could have taken it first time, and he has the technique to take this first time. Instead he controls it, and it's Rory Delap who can't quite get out quickly enough, but what, again, a composed finish. Head up, and he just passes that inside the far post.
Delaney got there ahead of Crouch. Clearance only as far as the sub. Well claimed by Sorensen. Barry. Hitzelsberg. How Aston Villa will miss him next season. Davis. Dela Cruz. Solano's in there. It's Davis! And Villa are in front! Stephen Davis has got the goal, his first ever goal in the Premiership, set up by Ulysses Dela Cruz.
That's absolutely astonishing, Tony. 10 out of 10 to young Davis. It was he who played the ball wide right in the first place to De La Cruz. All the pace is already on it. He's really just got to redirect it. And he changes the angle sufficiently well that it foxes Niemi through his legs. And all of a sudden this game has been stood on its head.
They are shell-shocked. They are dumbfounded.
Yeah, recently I've had quite a few chances. I've been a bit disappointed I haven't tucked a couple away, but I just look at it that I'm getting in there and getting the chances, which is a positive for me. Yeah, definitely, that's all the better. Obviously, if it was a winning goal, that's all the best rather than scoring a 4-0 winner or 4-1 defeat, you know what I mean? So that was a great buzz for me.
Heading into the last 5 games of the season, European qualification was still a possibility. And this despite numerous injuries that David O'Leary could well have done without along the way.
Samuel wins it in the air. Cole. It's an open run challenge. And there's a little bit of space opening ahead of Carlton Cole. And towards Angel! Couldn't quite make contact on Pablo Angel. Cole with a lovely run forward. Seemed to be precious little on, and then suddenly space opened up in front of him. Look for Angel's run in between the two defenders. And he wasn't too far away from giving Villa the lead.
So that draw had done nothing to improve the chances of European football for next season. But 7th place was still possible going into the penultimate home game of the season against Bolton Wanderers.
Here's De La Cruz. Solano through the legs of Gardner. De La Cruz with a cross, and held with the leap! And Jaskalainen manages to thrust it away.
Yeah, it's great play down this right-hand side. De La Cruz gets it onto his weaker foot, but take nothing away. What a fantastic header, and what a great save as well. Just puts it into an area, Angel does well. Uses his neck muscles there, but the goalkeeper just pushes it away to safety.
Solano bends in the kick. Oh, it's gone right the way through. What a catastrophe! Hierro got in front of his goalkeeper. It's a real disaster for Bolton. Jaskalainen and Hierro look at each other. It's Hierro, the villain.
That's right, if you're in doubt as a defender, you get rid of it. But that's being a goalkeeper. He makes a fantastic save, and then he makes a real hash of it there. But Herrera, he should know with his experience, just get the ball out. It's put into a dangerous area, yes, but that's a poor header.
Good ball speed. Wonderful equaliser. Well constructed. Powerful header. And Bolton are level.
That second consecutive draw had pretty much put an end to Villa's hopes of Europe for next season. Thomas Hitzlsperger had by now ended speculation and signed with Stuttgart, thus ending his time with Aston Villa and returning to his native Germany.
Yeah, well, it's not been an easy decision for me now. I've been here for 5 years. I've really enjoyed my time. I've got great support from everywhere at the club. You know, all the people that have been related with the club, they've supported me. They made it a great time. So I'm a bit sad to have to leave the club. You know, I'm going out to Germany. But I'll always said, you know, if there's a chance in the future that I could come back, that the club wants me, I'll certainly consider it, and I'll still follow the club's progress. Hopefully they you know, get this top 6 finish. I think that's where the club belongs to. It's a huge club, and I wish the team and the whole club the very best for the future.
So Manchester City to get us off and underway. A match that neither side can afford to lose if they want to be playing in the UEFA Cup next season. To Wright Phillips. Great skill from Sean Wright Phillips. What a run this is. Out to the right hand side. Oh, fantastic goal! What a fantastic goal! Sean Wright Phillips is back with a bang. Sivierski looks for Mackett. And now Masampa! Oh, what a strike! And Kiki Masampa has doubled Manchester City's lead. Villa Park absolutely stunned. De La Cruz to Djemba again. De La Cruz up for Hendry, leaves it for Juan Pablo Angel, not the best first touch, still going. Oh, what a goal by Juan Pablo Angel! Outstanding build-up, and what a finish! Absolutely magnificent.
Well, we know what he's about when he's like this. Lovely build-up again, lovely one-touch and two-touch playing here. Played into fit, lovely little step over there. Good first touch, should have been defended better, but superb strike.
After the final home game of the season, Hitzlperger and his teammates bid farewell to the fans who had turned out in such great numbers throughout a pleasing, yet often frustratingly injury-fraught season.
Goes for goal and stretches Sorensen. Oh, and that's a penalty, no question. Mark Delaney stretching and certainly clipping Djibril Cissé.
It's an awkward one for Sorensen. It kicked up just in front of him. A real late dip it took. Well, that's straightforward for me. That's a nailed-on penalty.
Well, here's a big moment. His first start since he broke a leg at Blackburn Rovers at the end of October for Djibril Cissé. Strode manfully and took charge of taking the ball and placing it on the spot. He's confident. Anfield Road end. Every reason to be confident. Djibril Cissé is back for Liverpool.
The pace of the ball is such you can't get across. Terrific penalty.
Nunez. Possibly galloping up on his outside. The fullback's done well. Cissé for the pullback, 2-0. Whoa, that's brilliant from Liverpool.
Possibly does well to get away from him. Good nutmeg. Gets the head up. What a good pick out.
Where you wonder, would Liverpool have finished in the season had that man stayed fit? Plenty of white shirts ahead of Stephen Davis here. Looks to feed Solano. Oh, and it's going to fall for Gareth Barry, and Villa score. And their one real quality move of the afternoon brings them reward.
Solano unselfishly back across goal. He's hoping Barry's making that run. He does, and he gets his reward for gambling.
The season came to an end on Sunday, 15th of May. Chelsea were the Premiership champions, and Aston Villa finished in a respectable 10th place. David O'Leary looked forward to the summer break and then to reshaping the squad and preparing for a new season ahead.
You know, I'm delighted that to be here and say that the crowd attendance have gone up, and I think you can correct me. It's been the best consistent average in the last 25 years, and so I know they're coming because they think they're going to watch good football. What I want to build for them is a really good team that will challenge for a UEFA Cup spot on a consistent basis, and I'm going to try and do that over the next few years. I've got the hope of the start of a process of some money, and you know, I think the last 2 years has been about sorting the club out, stabilising it, pushing it into a mid-table consistently, and we've certainly more than done that. Now we've got a chance of maybe moving the club on, and at the end of it, the process, to have a squad that is, you're going into Europe not with a hope of qualifying, of that squad should or is expected to genuinely qualify for a European place.
It's the spot. Aston Villa lead in the opening stages.
Brilliantly done by Hendry.